Hey mates, I am Pa, your friendly social worker from Batman City. Let's continue to delve deeper into a topic that is close to my heart. It's a new policy introduced by the Australian government. This time we're going to hear what Alice, the coolest podcaster around, has to say.
You know what's wild? Australia's out here trying to solve their social media problem with teenagers by basically saying, yeah, let's just ban everyone under 16. And I'm thinking, this is such an Australian solution. Like, we've got a problem with teenagers on their phones. No worries, mate, we'll just chuck the whole thing in the bin. But let me tell you about this social worker I met, Pa, from Batman City. Now, Pa, he's got some fascinating insights about this whole situation. He's out there in the trenches, seeing firsthand how social media affects these kids. And he told me this story about a young girl who, after getting off social media, suddenly discovered she could paint. Like, imagine that. There was a whole Picasso hiding behind those TikTok dances. Here's the thing, though. We're acting like social media is this big bad wolf, but it's more like a wolf in sheep's clothing that sometimes actually helps the sheep. You've got kids in remote parts of Australia who rely on these platforms to feel connected. I mean, when you live in a place where your nearest neighbor is a kangaroo and 3 emus, Instagram becomes your town square. Pa shared another story that really stuck with me. There was this teenager who got completely cut off from social media. Parent thought they were doing the right thing. You know what happened? This kid ended up in these sketchy chat rooms that made regular social media look like a kindergarten playground. It's like saying, hey, this swimming pool might be dangerous, so let's throw the kids in the ocean instead. And get this, Pa told me about another kid who actually started a successful small business through Instagram. At 15, this guy was selling custom-designed t-shirts to people all over Australia. Now imagine if we'd banned him from the platform. We'd basically be telling young entrepreneurs, sorry, mate, your business dreams have to wait until you're old enough to drive. But here's where it gets interesting. And this is something Pa emphasizes in his work. It's not about banning or allowing. It's about teaching these kids how to swim in the digital ocean. You can't just throw them in with the sharks and say, good luck. But you also can't keep them in the kiddie pool forever. Schools need to step up their game. Instead of just teaching kids about traditional subjects, maybe throw in some How Not to Get Catfished 101 or advanced studies in not believing everything you see online. And parents, instead of just taking away the phone, maybe sit down and have a conversation about why that one Instagram filter isn't actually how people look in real life. You know what's funny? Pa mentioned this parent who was so proud of banning all social media in their house. Meanwhile, their kid was accessing everything through their smart fridge. I'm not kidding. These kids are so tech-savvy, they're turning kitchen appliances into social media portals. Next thing you know, they'll be sending TikToks through the toaster. And let's talk about these tech companies for a second. They're sitting there like, we're just providing a platform. Yeah. And I'm just providing commentary. We all have responsibilities here. They could be doing so much more with age verification, content filtering, maybe even add features that remind kids to, go outside occasionally. You've been scrolling for 3 hours. Maybe it's time to remember what sunlight feels like. Pa's got this brilliant program where he teaches digital literacy to both parents and kids together. It's like family therapy, but instead of talking about feelings, you're learning why sharing your location with strangers might not be the best idea. And why that "which Disney princess are you" quiz probably doesn't need access to your bank account. The solution isn't as simple as just slapping an age restriction on it. We need a more nuanced approach. It's like Pa says, it's about finding balance. Teaching kids to use these platforms responsibly rather than just banning them outright. Because let's be honest, if there's one thing teenagers love more than social media, it's finding ways around rules about social media. By the way, if you want to hear more insights like this, you should definitely check out Pa's YouTube channel, Social Protein Hub. He's doing amazing work breaking down these social issues we're all grappling with. But here's my final thought. Maybe instead of trying to build a digital wall around our teenagers, we should be building digital wisdom. Because in the end, These kids aren't just going to be users of social media, they're going to be the ones creating whatever comes next. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather have them learn how to handle it now rather than trying to figure it out when they're in charge of whatever mind reading app we'll all be using in 2040. Remember, folks, the future is digital, whether we like it or not. The question isn't whether to let kids use social media, it's how to help them use it wisely. And maybe, just maybe, we could all learn a thing or two about that ourselves.
Here's what I've got for you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have these policies affected you or someone you know? Do you think they're heading in the right direction? Share your ideas in the comments below. Oh, and don't forget to give my channel a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Catch you next time. Let's keep the conversation flowing.